This one is going to blow your mind. Me and a buddy of mine were going through Crow's Pass, which is a 27-mile hike right here in Alaska. It goes from Girdwood to Eagle River, and it's a 27-mile hike through the mountains. And me and him decided we were going to take a couple of days to do it. A lot of runners do it, and it takes them a day to do it, but they run through Crow's Pass on this trail. Well, we were on this trail, and the first night we slept down in this place that was ungodly full of bears. It had bear poop everywhere, but we didn't have a choice. We went to sleep. It got dark on us. We went to sleep in our tents with our guns, with our 12 gauges bear hugged right to our chest. It was that scary. I don't think any of us did anything but doze off back and forth all night. But the next morning we took off and headed across this field. And let's see if I want to tell this exactly correctly. We headed across this little open area that led to this little big rocky area kind of out in this big plain, this open area. And so him and I got, I'd say about 20 yards to these big rocks. And we heard this big screech. And I mean, it was ear piercing. I mean, it made you grab your ears and go, what in the world was that sound? And so him and I headed towards the rocks and got in those rocks, and he was looking forward, and he turned around and he looked at me, and everything got dark inside the little area of rocks we were in. It got dark, and I felt we both felt a gust of wind go over us that I can't explain any other way than to tell you that I was looking up, and he was looking at me, and the sun was directly above us. And I saw the skeleton of this thing through its body. And I know that this thing was a pterodactyl. I mean, there's no other thing in this planet that could have explained what I saw other than I was looking at a pterodactyl. I saw the point on the back of his head. I saw the claws on his talons on his feet. And anything flying, no bird could fly over you. Now, an eagle's pretty big. Believe me, I live in Alaska. Eagles are big, and they can create a lot of force of wind with their wings. But this thing, I mean, it lifted up the dust all around us and, kind of blinded us for a minute. And this thing, and when we climbed up on those rocks and looked out, there was nothing there, nothing around. But I know what I saw. And he goes, what was that? And I looked at him and I said, dude, that was the pterodactyl. And he goes, what? And I said, straight up, I just saw a pterodactyl. And that thing could have eaten one of us. I mean, is what I'm thinking. It was coming at us, and it screeched when it saw us get into those rocks because it may have been upset. My wife is shaking her head. She agrees.
Lucky crevice.
Yeah, we were lucky we made it to those crevices because I feel like that thing was viewing us as lunch or something, because it made a big screech and then went over our heads, and he was looking at me while I was looking up, so he saw my reaction to my seeing it, and I tell you, I damn near peed my pants, because this thing could have eaten us, literally could have eaten us. It was so big, and I saw this with my own two eyes, and I would put my hand to the Bible to the fact that this is what happened, and I'm telling you, one of us could have lost our lives that day, and he believes me at what I tell him it was, because he knows I'm not crazy, and I wouldn't make something like that up. And he felt the wind, he heard the screech, and he saw the shadow go of us. And what else could have done that? Something like that.
Wow. Well, I got a few questions. Like, first of all, what did the screech sound like? And then how big you think it was? And then how far away do you think it was from you?
I think it flew over our heads at about less than 100 feet. And the screech was so loud that it sounded like I do not have the high enough pitched voice, but it was a screech like that. But it was a high pitched, solid screech without the raspiness of my voice. But if you can feel what I'm saying there, it was a high pitched shrill, like a shrill, if you will. It wasn't like a bird would make a musical note. It was a screech. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then what was crazy is I could see the hair. I could see a few like hair things or whatever coming on this thing. They weren't really feathers, but they were like hair, big hairs or something. I even saw that. like I said, I could see this thing's bones through the sea, because the sun, it flew right between me and the sun. I mean, I saw it.
No feathers? Nothing
No
like that?
feathers. It was skin. No, it was skin. This thing had skin. Look, skin on it. Brown, tan, see-through like skin.
How big?
It was how big. It was.
Wow.
Leslie's asking me how big. It was the wingspan of, I would say a good 16, 15 or more feet. Oh, I'm saying it's an absolution, and I wasn't on any drugs. I wasn't on anything. I was hiking through the mountains with my buddy. I'm telling you, it was sober. And what I saw. And like I said, I could pass a lie detector test on that, put my hand on the Bible any day of the week, and would be proud to do it, because that's what I saw that day.